Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Kiger, and up here today, I'm going to be doing a bit of a continuation from the last video I did. You guys know that I did a video a couple of days ago. Wait, let me just see if I can get this lighting better. That's better. You know that a couple of days ago I did a video called The Ups and Downs of Gaming, and I talked a little bit about how one of the biggest problems about having so many games is it leaves a lot of loose ends. Now, what I mean by that is when I start a game, or when I play a game, should I say, if I'm going into a game blind, this applies a lot more than if it's a game that I know a bit about. But one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to play the game, and within like the first half an hour of playing a game, I know if I'm going to come back and play it again. And a really good thing that I do is I'll just put a show. Got a new controller for my Xbox. My last one's been playing up a bit. It's a shame, really. It works, but the last one had the D-pad. It just wouldn't work sometimes, and it was a nightmare, especially when playing certain games that require the D-pad quite a bit, especially for weapon changing and interacting and stuff. That can be a right pain in the arse. So it's got a cheap one. I like this colour though. It's a nice purpley bluey colour. It's only £25. Now, and it does have back buttons as well, which I don't think I'll ever use. But now, like I said, when I start a game, I know if I'm going to play through the whole game. Now, I don't actually, there's one of three things. I'm either going to play the game and just play it once and be done with it, try it out and then be done with it. That's mostly older games like PlayStation 2 and stuff, just because I've got so many, so I don't really want to try and complete every single game that I have, especially if the game's not that good. That's for true. And the other thing that I'll do is I'll play a game and I'll want to beat the story. Now, a lot of people ask, do I complete games all the way? I normally, when I play a game that has a campaign at least, or a story-based game, I tend to just play to beat the main story. With open-ended games like RPGs, Skyrim, Red Dead Redemption, and GTA-style games and open-world games, because there's so much to it, I tend to just focus on the story and then do a few side quests here and there when I can. Same with the Yakuza series, which is what I'm also doing. I haven't even beaten everything in the Yakuza series. It would take a long time to do that. Some people do, and that's fine by it's fine by me. I do want to work on that. And then obviously the third thing is trying 100% a game, and that get everything in it, and stuff like that. And I'm going to go through that in a minute. Now, I've got quite a few loose ends, and I can't really talk about every single one because I'll be here for ages. Because I've got my Xbox One set up, I've got all of them in a group, so I'll go through the ones on my Xbox One at least before, talking about some other ones. And the thing is, I've noticed that you'll notice that a lot of these games that I'm talking about are Xbox One games, because I started playing the Xbox before I had my PS4. My Xbox One was my main console, and even when I got my PS4, my Xbox One was still my main console. My PS4 was sort of a side console, and I didn't really play a lot of games that weren't exclusive. So I put about 10 or so games here. Wait, about 11. Wait, let me see. About 13 games on here that are kind of loose ends. These are games that I've started and I do want to beat them, or maybe a game that I definitely do want to beat. Back to the Future, the game, I did start this game, and even like the Batman game. I've never really been one to play Telltale games myself, but they are sort of games that I am interested in because they tell a good story. But I do have the Back to the Future one on here because that was one that I did start, and I would like to go back and beat the whole thing. Borderlands 3 is another one that I started playing it, and I was playing it with my mate. But because of how the game was in the first month or so, it had a lot of crashing issues. Now, hopefully that's been fixed. So I might come back to Borderlands 3 and try and play it again with my friend. It is a shame really, because I love the Borderlands series. You know, Borderlands 2 was fantastic, and the original Borderlands was really good. I haven't even beaten any Borderlands game all the way through. To tell a lie, the original Borderlands should be on here as well, because I actually did play the original Borderlands quite a bit and actually never got around to beating it. Devil May Cry 4 Special Edition, that's another one that I did start. I've beaten Devil May Cry 1, 2 and 3, but I never beat 4. Obviously, I don't think I can play it at the moment because it's a Game Pass game, and I think my Game Pass has run out, so I really should have left a tenner in my card now that I think about it. But yeah, Devil May Cry series, it's a series that I loved. You know, I'm not like my favourite series, but I do love the series, so I do need to finish 4, and of course 5. I did play 5 for about half an hour. It is a game that I do want to go back and play. Resident Evil Revelation 2 is another one that I put on here because I did actually play through the original Resident Evil Revelation. Never beat it, mind you. Got to the last boss and I just had a lot of trouble with it. This was back on Xbox 360, so I do want to try and beat all the Resident Evil games at some point, and because most of them are on Xbox One. I've only beaten 5 and 6. I've never beaten any other Resident Evil game since, and obviously with 3 remastered on the way, that's a game that I'm definitely going to be trying out. Castle Crashers Remastered. This is another game because I played Castle Crashers to death on the Xbox 360. In my opinion, it was the best Xbox Live Arcade game. Do you remember Xbox Live Arcade? You know, when it was digital only games and they were called the arcade games. But Castle Crashers was fantastic, and I got the remastered version. It's one of them games that's really fun to play co-op and with friends, but also it's really fun for us gamers that like to have a lot of replay value, because there's so many characters you can unlock. There's like 30 or so characters, and to unlock them you have to beat the entire game with a certain character to unlock another character and stuff like that. Another one that I did start was Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice. I started this game and I now found it really interesting. I really like how it was one of them headphone wearing kind of game. Like the game says, I'll wear headphones for the best experience, and it's true, you know, because you have people talking in your ears. It's really weird. I wouldn't say it's for everyone, especially people that don't like that sort of thing, but it's a game that I do want to come back and play. Because there is a sequel on the way. Not that I really care too much, because you know, it's not really a game that I love. It's a good game. It's one that I do want to come back and finish. Immortal Redneck is another one that I want to go back and finish. At least it's it's a roguelike game, so you can't really beat it like in one sitting, unless you play it for so long and, you know, get all the upgrades and stuff. But it's a roguelike game, you know, where you die, you get some money, you know, upgrade your character a little bit, come back, do it again and again and again. But I do like Immortal Redneck. It's another one on there. I put Rage 2 on here because I tried out Rage 2 and I was a little bit disappointed at first, but I thought I'd put it on here, give it another go, because it seemed like a sort of game that I probably would enjoy if I come back to it. The big 2 that I'm going to leave for last. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is another one on here. I'm about maybe halfway through the game. I did start it. Again, because it's on Xbox, I don't play it as much, but I am enjoying it. I do want to try and beat it, of course, but it's a really fun game. I'm glad that I didn't buy it in a way my friend got it, so game share, of course, so I didn't have to worry about spending 50-60 quid on it, so I ain't complaining too much. That's why I'm not really too bothered that I haven't beaten it already. Shadow Warrior 2 is another one that I want to go back and beat. I started this game with my friend, and I'm probably going to have to go back and beat this one with him as well, because it was a really fun game. I enjoyed the original, not the original, but the remake or whatever, one that came out like in 2014-15. That was a really fun game. It wasn't great, but it was pretty fun. The second game is a bit more over the top, but it's a really fun game. I do like it, and I started playing it in co-op, so I might speak to my friend about going back and finishing that. I have started Dying Light again. Back in like when Dying Light first came out, I played it. Didn't complete it, of course. I gave up on it because it was glitching out and it was pissing me off, so I sold it, and I finally got it back a couple months ago. and me and my friend have started playing it. I'm playing through with him, so at least now I'm sort of working on at least one loose end that I've had. Resident Evil 2 Remake is another one that I do want to go and finish. I've started it with Leon. I'm about halfway through with Leon. I already know how to do Leon's campaign because I watched Dashi play it, so I sort of know where everything is and stuff like that. But I would like to go and play through it with Claire as well, because obviously it's a slightly different campaign. I say slightly, but that's a game that I do want to beat because Resident Evil was a classic. The second game, the remake of the second game was a masterpiece. It was fantastic. It's an amazing game. If you haven't played it, check it out. Some people still swear by the original, but I think the remake just perfected a fantastic game, mostly in a sense of control. But here's the big one: Red Dead Redemption 2. Obviously, you know me. I brought Red Dead Redemption 2 like day one, and I mostly beaten the game. I've beaten the main story. I'm on the epilogue, and I give you guys a warning. There is a spoiler here, but I'm so sorry. The game's been out for a while. You've probably seen it. If you haven't, then I'm so sorry. You've been warned. Basically, what happens is when Arthur Morgan dies, I know, you continue on with John Marston, which is really cool, actually. I really like that they did that. And basically, in the epilogue, there's a bit more story missions, and that's what I'm doing. I've got to finish the main story. I'm about 84% on the main story. But Red Dead Redemption 2 is a game, and the good thing about the epilogue is that if there are side quests that you never finished with Arthur Morgan, you can actually do them with John Marston. So there is an end game or a post-game mode, which is really good because some games, once you beat the main story, you can't play on again, which is similar to the original Red Dead Redemption. When you beat the main story and when John Marston dies, you basically play as his son Jack, and you can basically tie up all the loose ends that you didn't do with John Marston. You have all the quests, all the collectibles to find, but you just play as a different character. And instead of like, some side quests like in this one, if you started one with Arthur Morgan, you basically go to the side quest and you say, oh, I'm doing this for Arthur Morgan who died and I'm doing it in his place, kind of thing. So I like the game that did give a little bit of an explanation to that, so it don't seem weird. But the good news is I've got an unofficial strategy guide for Red Dead Redemption 2 on my phone. It was free, but I had to pay like £2 to unlock the whole thing, which weren't a problem because it's actually a nice little completion guide. And I'm going to be working on 100% in Red Dead Redemption 2. And the main reason for that is because I've never 100%ed a big open world game like that. In fact, I don't think I've ever 100%ed a game at all. Maybe Saints Row 4, maybe, because that was a pretty easy game to 100%. But I am going to work on 100% in Red Dead Redemption 2. Now, when I say 100% in, I'm probably going to do all of the side quests that I haven't done, all the collectibles, because that completion guide that you can get on your phone is really handy because it gives you everything. It tells you where everything is, and obviously there are a lot of collectibles and Easter eggs in the game, and it tells you where everything is. Really useful. I know some people say it's cheating in a bit, but it's no different. I've already beaten the main story pretty much. I'm not using the completion guide to walk through the game. I've already beaten the game, so it's not cheating in a way. You can look at it as cheating, but our strategy guys cheating, this is a whole new discussion, a separate discussion in its own right. It's really down to the player, really. It doesn't matter as long as you're a little bit of help here and there, so I'm not spending an hour and a half looking for one particular dinosaur bone. I can just look on my phone, giving me a brief idea of where it is. It does tell you where it is. It gives you points out the map, click on it, and it will say, oh, this bone is here by this tree, under this tree, blah blah blah. You still have to find it. It don't give you a picture or anything. You still have to find it. So it's very helpful, but it's not like and I don't think, I'm probably not going to try and get gold medals on all the missions because in Red Dead Redemption and Grand Theft Auto 5 you have an option to go back and play the previous missions to get a gold medal, where and that stuff. I'm mostly going to try and get everything in the game, maybe do all the challenges. It's a game that I am working on 100% in, and because I have that little strategy guide on my phone application, it's very helpful. I've also got a few other loose ends on PlayStation 4. Dynasty Warriors 9 is in a way a loose end for me, because remember how I said I was trying to complete the game with every single character and get every single character's unique ending. There's 90 plus characters, each with a unique ending. Some characters campaigns can be over in like 2 hours because they only have 1 or 2 chapters to play as, whereas other characters have 14 or 10 chapters and it can take 20 hours or so. But I do want to go back and beat that, get everything, just because I've always wanted to say that I've done everything in a Dynasty Warriors game. Yakuza is another series that I am working on. I'm on Kiwami 2, but again, like I said with Yakuza, I'm quite happy with just beating the main story, doing side quests as I here and there. But the good thing about Yakuza is that it's a really cool feature. When you beat the game, you do unlock New Game Plus mode, so you can play through the game again with all your skills and stuff. But it also unlocks Premium Adventure mode, which basically gives you free reign of the entire city, and there's no story. So basically you can go and do all your side quests, all your completion list, all your mini games, your collectibles and stuff like that without the need for story progression, which is really useful for those completion list things. And I think a lot of games that have a New Game Plus mode should also offer this Premium Adventure mode, where when you've beaten the game, instead of having to play through the game again and get everything in between, they should offer a Premium Adventure mode where there's no story. You just have full reign of the map, and the only thing that's on there is side quests and collectibles and things, which is really useful for 100% and completionist gamers out there. I've got plenty more loose ends, even going back to the PlayStation 2, The Sims Busting Out. Do you remember when we did, was it The Sims Busting Out? No, it was the original Sims game on PlayStation 2 from years ago. Do you remember that playthrough? I do want to go back and beat that. I don't think I'm going to be able to record it, which is a shame, really. I might leave it until I do get a laptop and my capture card back set up. Maybe, I don't know. But like I said, there's a lot of games that I have started and stuff like that. And the best way to keep track of all your loose ends, luckily with Xbox One and PS4, you can group your games. So you can make little groups and you can put in loose ends, which is what I've done, which is what all these Xbox ones here, you see, look. I don't know if you can see it, but it says loose ends there, and you see all those games that I've mentioned are there. Really useful little feature, but and the same thing on PS4, you can do pretty much the same thing. But what I find works really well is that app I've got on my phone, the My Game Collection app. When you can put a label, so you can put played, playing, or and if I put down played on a game, that normally means I've played the game and I'm probably not going to come back to it, or tried the game, should I say. Sometimes it is just try. Sometimes it could be a 15-minute session and then that's it. Other times I could have played the game for an hour and a half and just not played it anymore. Play it, when I put down playing, it normally means that I want to beat play to beat the story. When I put story completed, that means I've beat the story. And then there's 100%. Sometimes I put want to beat down, and I might start doing that actually, is putting down on the games that I have playing, if I do want to beat it, which ones are the main priority, which is why I'm working on Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm still going to work on Yakuza and stuff, because obviously next month we got Yakuza Kiwami, Yakuza Remastered coming out, and I think I get paid just before that comes out on the 11th. And there's also Doom Eternal coming out in March, which I do want to get. There's a few other games actually coming out. This Lego Star Wars The Complete Saga. Oh yeah, my little TIE fighter there. Lego Star Wars The Skywalker Saga is another game that I want to get, because it's the new Star Wars game, Lego. You've got to love it. The Avengers game. Actually, I'm just going to quickly go on to the store here and look at what pre-orders are available. I'm probably not going to get them on Xbox unless it's a game that's going to be co-op, but But I look on games coming soon, because most of these games will be some of these games that are multi-platform. I'll probably have both things here, but there's nothing really. There's a lot of thing. Zombie Army Trilogy 4, or Zombie Army 4 Zombie Army Dead War 4. I do want to try that game out, because I really did like Zombie Army Trilogy. It was a really fun game, actually. I wouldn't say it's amazing. They've actually, another one that come up on my on Amazon, and I'm glad that they actually are doing it digital, is the Vanquish and Bayonetta 10th anniversary bundle. They're two really fun, sort of like fast-paced action games, and they're bringing them both out. I'd probably buy that game physical. Doom Eternal is a must-have, in my opinion. Resident Evil 3, again, gonna get that game. Well, I'm getting it either way, because my friend's getting it. Cyberpunk 2077 is one that I am kind of on the fence about, because it is made by CD Projekt Red, who did The Witcher 3. Oh, and that's a loose end, The Witcher 3. I still have to work on The Witcher 3 on my PS4. It's a game that I've sort of given a little bit of a break, because I was playing it so much, but I will come back to it. But Cyberpunk 2077, that might be a game that I'm going to get, because apparently it's going to be amazing, and CD Projekt Red haven't disappointed since. So yeah, there are a bunch of games that I do want to get this year, and it's still early yet. Like I said, we've still got bloody E3 coming up. We've got the PlayStation 5 announcement coming up in February, hopefully. Oh look, there it is, Resident Evil 3. I can pre-install it. Yeah, I can pre-install it, which is really good. Oh, and it even comes with the Resistance mode. I'm glad that Resident Evil 3 is going to have a sort of a co-op mode almost in the Resistance, which is going to be maybe kind of like a survival mode. Sort of like, I wouldn't say survival mode, but it's going to be like, I think it's going to be like a PvP game or PvE mode, I don't know, but it's going to have some sort of multiplayer mode. Resident Evil 2 didn't have any multiplayer modes, but most of the Resident Evil games as of late have had some form of multiplayer mode, which is really nice, because they are pretty fun. They're not amazing, but you know. So yeah, like I said, I could go on for hours talking about all my loose ends, and I just wanted to focus mostly on the ones that I know. And like I said, because the Xbox is already on, because I'm installing updates and things. There are a lot of games that I do want to work on this year. I'm going to try to be a bit more cautious with my purchases. And again, when I'm getting multi-platform, whether I'm going to get it on PS4, Xbox or Switch is really down to what kind of game it is. And of course, I'm still working on the Switch collection as well. But there is a lot of loose ends, and like I said, that is a problem. If you want to look at it as a problem, it kind of is, it kind of isn't. It's really down to you to decide whether you want to play these games again or not. But I am going to work on Red Dead Redemption 2. I'm probably going to play it tonight. Use that little guide to help me out, try and get some things. I'm probably actually going to finish the main story first, because that's probably better to do thing. I'm hoping that once you finish the main story, there still is you can still go and play through the game afterwards. I think you can. I don't think they would stop it like that. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed today's little video, feel free to leave a like. I can't swing my back, I fucked up my shoulder. And of course, comment below, let me know some of your loose ends. What are some of your games that you need to go back and finish, or you know, whether it's just a couple of missions or the entire game even. You know, you might have started the game and never finished it. Like I said here, some games are just a case of a few missions, other than nearly the entire game. And as always, guys, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at @TheMadKaiger. And as always, have a nice day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care, and bye-bye.